When we say life, we mean the activity of organized matter under the conditions in which we see it manifested in our own world. But it is equally possible that life may be developed in a totally different environment, at extremely high or extremely low temperatures, and under forms unthinkable by us. It may even be developed under an ethereal form, close beside us, in our atmosphere. And it is possible that in this way we are surrounded by angels, beings we shall never know, because to know them implies a point of common contact, a mutual relation such as there can never be between them and us. Again, it is possible that these millions of suns, along with thousands of millions more we cannot see, make up altogether but a globule of blood or lymph in the veins of an animal, of a minute insect, hatched in a world of whose vastness we can frame no conception, but which nevertheless would itself, in proportion to some other world, be no more than a speck of dust. Nor is there anything absurd in supposing that centuries of thought and intelligence may live and die before us in the space of a minute of time, in the confines of an atom of matter. In themselves, things are neither great nor small, and when we say the universe is vast, we speak purely from a human standpoint. If it were suddenly reduced to the dimensions of a hazelnut, all things keeping their relative proportions, we should know nothing of the change. The pole star, included together with ourselves in the nut, would still take 50 years to transmit its light to us as before, and the earth, though grown smaller than an atom, would be watered with tears and blood just as copiously as it is today. The wonder is, not that the field of the stars is so vast, but that man has measured it.
The day was perfect. A breeze from the north drove little puffs of white cloud across an ultramarine sky with a bright sea running under it. Bellevue Avenue was empty at that hour, and after dropping the stable lad at the corner of Mill Street, Archer turned down the Old Beach Road and drove across Eastman's Beach. He had the feeling of unexplained excitement with which, on half holidays at school, he used to start off into the unknown. Taking his pair at an easy gait, he counted on reaching the stud farm, which was not far beyond Paradise Rocks, before 3 o'clock, so that, after looking over the horse and trying him if he seemed promising, he would still have 4 golden hours to dispose of. As soon as he heard of the Sillertons' party, he had said to himself that the Marchioness mansion would certainly come to Newport with the Blenkers, and that Madame Olenska might again take the opportunity of spending a day with her grandmother. At any rate, the Blenker habitation would probably be deserted, and he would be able, without indiscretion, to satisfy a vague curiosity concerning it. He wasn't sure that he wanted to see the Countess Olenska again, but ever since he had looked at her from the path above the bay, he'd wanted, irrationally and indescribably, to see the place she was living in, and to follow the movements of her imagined figure as he watched the real one in the summer house. The longing was with him day and night, an incessant, undefinable craving, like the sudden whim of a sick man for food or drink, once tasted and long since forgotten. He couldn't see beyond the craving, or picture what it might lead to, for he was not conscious of any wish to speak to Madame Olenska or to hear her voice. He simply felt that if he could carry away the vision of the spot of earth she walked on, and the way the sky and sea enclosed it, the rest of the world might seem less empty.